The Nuggets, the Knicks, they stole game one against the two teams favored to win their respective conferences. But odds makers, they don't see either happening again in game two. Both the Thunder and Celtics, they are double-digit favorites tonight. But honestly, if these playoffs have taught us anything, Brian, it's that if you're trying to predict anything, good freaking luck. But in game one, Porzingis, he didn't play in the second half here. What's his status for game two?
Well, Malika, good news and bad news for Kristaps Porzingis. The good news is he has been listed as probable for tonight's game two. Assuming no setbacks, he should be able to go. The bad news is Joe Mazzulla told us that this illness that took him out of the second half of game one is still the after effects of the illness that took him out for 3 weeks back in February and March. It was something that Porzingis said doctors never really got diagnosed, and it really affected him with fatigue and upper respiratory. And this might explain why he has struggled so much in the playoffs so far. He's shooting just 32% over the first 6 games. He's just 2 of 17 on three-pointers. So this is something to monitor going forward, and obviously very troubling because it's something that was concerning back then if it's still affecting him now in May.
Yeah, that's certainly something to keep an eye on. It's not a typical illness that continues that long. So certainly we'll keep watching Kristaps Porzingis here. But the Celtics, they also shot an NBA postseason record 60 three-pointers in game one, but they missed 45 of them, Brian. That's also a postseason record. So do you expect anything different from the Celtics tonight?
Nope. They do not care what you think. There was a brief pause by, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and even Joe Mazzulla admitted late Monday night, maybe we took 8 to 10 that were questionable. After he reviewed the film, he just took it all back. He was once again defiant about it. He believes that this is their strategy. This is how they're going to play. He's like, we got open shots. He didn't say anything about the Knicks. The Knicks got open shots. They made them. They look great. What about us? We're going to make them. So if they're open, they're going to take them. Now, the reality is, if they get into matchup situations where Jason Tatum is in front of Jalen Brunson or Karl Towns, especially late in a close game, I expect Tatum to look to attack more than settle for the three. But the overall strategy will not change in Boston.
I appreciate the commitment there, the unwavering commitment to the game plan. That is, if nothing else, the Boston Celtics. Brian Windhorst, thank you very much. Let's take it from the parquet to the court here, because Andraya and Chiney, they both identified 2 spots on the hardwood that can prove to be the difference, not just tonight, but over the course of the series. What is that?
Yeah, well, I'm going to start with the Celtics, because we know the Celtics love to have, if the camera's right here, the ball on the outside, right on the outside on the perimeter. But the key for them is the key. It is the paint. It is this brown area. And you heard Brian Windhorst talk about how they're going to attack mismatches. Now, I would love to see some layups, a reverse layup, an inside foot finish. I would love to see those things, but I'm not even going to go that far. Because for the Celtics, all I really want to see, paint touches. If they can get touches, this is what it could look like. If they don't settle for threes, this is a mismatch. Now look here. If Jason Tatum attacks Karl Anthony Towns, the help side defender can rotate, and then you have a better shot. This is a good shot into a great shot from Derek White in the corner. Derek White could even cut in and get it too, but he won't. He's going to stay out for 3. That would be a better three-point shot. Then watch here. Jaylen Brown, he gets the ball. If this is a shot fake and a drive, what happens? The defense has to rotate, and you are in a 2-on-1 situation. 2 Boston Celtics on Josh Hart. He would have to decide, and you get a better shot. From a good 3 to a better 3 off of paint touches, that's something the Celtics could try to implement. They missed 45 threes, the ones off the dribble and highly contested threes. Those are the ones they could swap for touches right here.
Do you know what the Boston Celtics also need to do? Y'all, they need to keep this game out of clutch time, because if it is in clutch time, it's Jalen Brunson's world, which means he is going to cook. He is going to feast on the perimeter. That's where he does his damage. And when you see these plays, it's not necessarily, and I said it before, what you do, it's how you do it. We call him Big Body Brunson for a reason. 1, the Knicks have chemistry. On this play, look at the synergy here. Bridges to Brunson, it was a shovel pass. It's nice. And a wide open corner 3. But watch his feet, you guys. He's not afraid of physicality. Secondly, especially in clutch time, he will have you shooketh. With one move, he has Drew Holiday, who is a tremendous defender, and Al Horford, who did a decent job switching onto him. He's created enough space to get that lefty shot off. But we all know, And when it comes to clutch time, he's going to try to score, but I do like that he has a commitment to make the right play. Here, he'll put you on an island. We trust our defender right here, but nonetheless, when you think about when he attacks, he's going downhill, a slip screen, a ghost screen. Now he's attracted how many people in the paint?
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oof. Oh, is that a paint touch?
He only had 5 assists, but it was right on time to OG Anunoby. So yes, the Celtics need to attack the paint, but they also have to keep that man right there off the perimeter in the clutch because he has 35 points scored in clutch time, almost double the next player in the category.
He's the clutch player of the year for a reason, but you can't watch him attack like that, make shots like that, and Andraya not be like a little inspired to take a shot on our hoop.
Is that
Let's go.
I'm gonna get my Jalen Brunson on?
I mean,
I almost turned it over off the bounce.
we're not trying to do that.
Step back.
Step back.
You know, I did a shoulder workout yesterday. I'm a little sore.
Oh, she's putting the excuse. No, come on.
I'm in heels. Bottom.
Hey, automatic.
Nothing but net, and she held the follow through. Man, you cannot risk an early bedtime this postseason. I know this game tipped at like 4 o'clock, but your girl needs a nap. No lead is safe entering these playoffs. Teams were 1 in 1,609 in the postseason when trailing by 7 in the final minute of the fourth quarter and overtime in the play-by-play era. But enter Tyrese Halliburton, who just over a week ago was voted the most overrated player in the NBA by his fellow NBA players. Well, he took exception to that because that night, Halliburton, he scored the final 5 points in overtime, capped by that game-winning drive he had against Giannis Antetokounmpo, completing the 7-point comeback with under a minute remaining to eliminate the Bucks in 5. So that makes it 2 in 1,640 entering last night's games, and yet Cavaliers fans, they couldn't help themselves. Donovan Mitchell was telling the crowd to cut it out, and for good reason. You think they could do it again? Yes, sirs. Watch Aaron Nesmith here. He's able to snatch the rebound for the putback there, Shanae.
Yeah, wild. This is what my favorite book, A Series of Unfortunate Events for Cleveland.
It absolutely was. Now out of bounds underneath for Cleveland here. Mitchell
tough.
gets it, swings it over, and it's an offensive foul on Mitchell there. Just another look. He gets him with the elbow right there. All right, so then 32 seconds left. It's a 5-point game. Pascal Siakam, watch him here, gets inside. Nice little shifty move there for the layup. Indiana, here they come within 3 here. So the Cavaliers, they advance it to the front court after a timeout. On the out-of-bounds play, Max Strus throws it right to Nembhard for the steal.
To who? What, I don't. Right to Nembhard was accurately said, because where else was he throwing that basketball?
And then Halliburton gets fouled inside, heads to the free throw line for 2. After making the first, he misses the second, but he drills it back out, and gets to his dribble sequence, and then
territory.
2 words: deja vu.
Whoop, whoop. I'm trying not to sing Beyonce right now. More heroics from Halliburton in these playoffs. The only slight controversy here is that it looked like Halliburton, he might have stepped right in the lane just before the ball hits the rim here. You see it? Here's what Kenny Atkinson had to say about that.
I asked Tony, I said, can you look at it? Our video guys seem to think he was in early. I didn't look at the film, but obviously, if they missed that, that's a big one.
That being said, Halliburton, the difference maker, giving the Pacers a 2-0 series lead. Here's his response to those overrated chants.
I think now that label's there, they're all, so it's going to be every time we play somebody, every time on the road, he'll probably follow me until the next poll comes out, and then we'll see if I'm number 1 again. But, for me, I just control what I can, man. Overrate that.
Halliburton has been clutch his last 3 games, leading the league in clutch scoring in this time, ranking tied for first in assists. But this comeback, it did feel a little different, Shanae. How were Tyrese and the Pacers able to pull this off?
Do you know the definition of luck? Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. The Pacers, they created their own luck. These are the keys to one of the most improbable comebacks you have ever seen. So here in the fourth quarter, this is what they did. 11 second chance points, 26, boom, paint points. So they were getting good looks. And of course, last but not least, the Cavs, they helped them out. 0 field goals in almost the entire final minute of the game.
And I know Coach Atkinson was a little upset about that, but all of that, you can't be mad about him crossing the the line right here because they had opportunities to close it. But watch this play. Tyrese Halliburton, when he gets the ball, he was second in the league in distance created off of step backs. When he gets into this step back, he's about a foot away from Ty Jerome. When he gets back to the step back, that's about 6 feet of distance. 5 feet total created from his step back for the game winner. He is too tough. Overrate that.
When the game ended, I almost didn't believe it. I was like, did he just do that all over again? You're going to see so many people. I mean, obviously he said too, hey, the fine, it's going to be worth it. But Donovan Mitchell, the most shot, mouth agape as the ball was going up. He knew what was coming, and it was tough, even more tough, because he dropped 48 on the night. He tried to put his team on the back, but then, what the Hallie? What the Hallie?
What the Halliburton?
It looks like right here, he should just turn to the crowd and be like, I told y'all to be quiet. I told y'all to stop chanting overrated at this man.
Yeah.
And maybe he's making that face because he knows now the battle that they have to fight. Excluding the bubble, this is the 32nd time a team that has trailed 2-0 in a best-of-7 series has both of those losses at home. Only 5 of the previous 31 they came back to win the series. So here's Donovan Mitchell following the loss.
We can sit here and dwell on this and be home in about 4 or 5 days. Or we can move on and take some things that we did really well and go from there. I have no doubt everybody in that locker room is ready for Friday. We got to go get to an Indy. Simple as that.
To get to an Indy, it feels like what they need is to get healthy because Mitchell has scored 45 or more points in a loss for the 3rd time in his playoff career. That's tied for the 2nd most of those games in NBA history. He trails only Michael Jordan.